And we are live, and the doors of the Sanctum have been unlocked and open for the week. Welcome, everyone, back to the Sanctum Sanctorum. I am your illustrious host, Widow's Son. With me is one of my awesome co-hosts. Q is with us. Doc may be popping in here in just a little bit. Rickzilla just popped in here. I'll send you the link in just a little bit there, Rick, and Jake Jonas may be joining us as well. But today is, yes, indeed, it is a special show. Normally, you only hear from us on Saturdays, but today, this is indeed special. So. Everyone sit back and pay attention. We are joined by what I personally have started referring to as the dynamic duo of reactions these days, and I'm talking about Miss Burnt Toast and Miss JulesTellsAll, and they have been so gracious to give us some of their time today. It is an honor to have them here as always. Ladies, welcome back to the show.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
You guys have... I don't know if there's really a word in the English language that can really describe what you two have been doing. It is amazing and brilliant, and I enjoy every single second of it. Oh my God. I don't need, especially when you two are on, because aren't you guys the same person?
Yeah,
This is weird.
Yeah, confirmed we're the same person. We just use a voice monitor, apparently. that changes our voice from person to person.
I can only imagine what would happen if you two started talking at the same time. You know, I think that would like break a hole in the space-time continuum or something like that. Like, it was confirmed they were in fact the same person. Oh my God, no, they weren't. They were two different people. So yes, the live streams have absolutely been great. The cooking ones, more especially. That's actually the only way I could watch it and stomach it at the same time.
Yeah, a lot of people say that they don't want to give her views because now she's monetized, and they don't want to give her money, and also she bans everybody, even people who are not mean. They're just neutral. You'll get banned for literally no reason. And that's just, people don't like that. Obviously, if you have a live stream, people want to comment. And so when we do our streams, whether separate or together, we don't ban people. We don't put them in timeout. So people can say whatever they want. So they much rather watch us than her.
And I will agree. So now you two have both done videos. Like Jules, a lot of yours were kind of like shorts, like short videos and everything, like we talked about when you came on the first time. So what got you two to want to try the live stream thing?
Well, to be honest with you, it actually happened just out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And I think it was my day off, and I was just like, nobody else was like streaming or anything, and I just like, you know what, today's the fucking day. And I just started stream sniping her, and everybody liked it, so I continued doing it. But that's how much, I mean, I didn't really have any, there was no thought put into it. It wasn't like, oh, I need, like that's what I wanted to do. I knew in the future at some point I was gonna stream, but it wasn't just like planned out. Like it was literally a last minute thing that happened.
Yeah, same with me. I didn't have any plan, but the day that I started streaming, I think Jules was working, because I was watching her streams and I was like, oh, this is so good. And I like how she's so sarcastic and funny. And I was like, I miss Jules because she was at work and couldn't stream. And then I noticed that Shani was going to go live. And so I was like, you know what? I'm just going to start. I thought maybe, 5 people will show up. I didn't know so many people were going to, show up to watch. So that was cool.
Well, I mean, I saw it and I'm like, what? Like I was surprised. Really, I'm like, whoa, yes, I have to watch this. And I have to watch it all the time. I do. It's what gets me through my nights at work and when I can catch it. So Well, Doc has finally popped in. What's going on, brother?
It's going pretty good. My stupid computer is deciding to update Discord, so I can't see any messages. So I'm calling in on my phone.
Oh Lord, that means you'll probably drop out a few times.
Well, no, because I'm connected to my Wi-Fi on here.
Oh,
So,
okay.
oh, funny or not funny thing, but so this weekend, or this week, one of my friends informed us all that he has been diagnosed with testicular cancer, and the guy is like taking it all in stride and like cracking jokes about it. So he has decided to throw a party, and as he says, he wants to he wants to see the bastard off in the traitorous bastard off in proper form. And he said, I don't know what I did that makes Lonnie want to kill me, but he is pissed.
Oh.
So, yeah, so apparently he named that testicle Lonnie.
Oh God. Interesting story.
That's just a rite of passage for people with testicles.
So at the party they want testicle themed food. So they're having like meatballs, bonbons.
Oh God.
Shape.
All right. So what I want to do is let's address the elephant in the room.
Shani? Well, she's not.
I didn't even know Shani could fit in the
room. The eviction thing has been very interesting.
Wait, what eviction?
Ladies, ladies, you keep up more with it than I do, so please, feel free to chime in at any moment.
So they are behind in rent by like $20,000.
Jesus fucking Christ!
And they were given sort of paperwork back in March, basically saying you have until June 1st to start making substantial payments toward paying it off or something, or you're going to be evicted. And so they've known for quite some time that they were going to be evicted. There have been multiple times on live streams where you can hear the door being knocked on, or they'll mention, oh, somebody's at the door, but they won't ever open it because they're paranoid that CPS is going to come or it's the cops or something, because they're such upstanding citizens, right? And so what was it, yesterday they got the dreaded red piece of paper taped to their door saying they have until Sunday to get out or the cops will forcibly remove them. So yesterday and today they've been doing these like marathon live streams, packing stuff, like throwing things in garbage bags. It's bizarre to watch, because people will ask them, hey, can we buy your PS5? Can we buy your collection of this or whatever? And Jason will be like, nope, I'm not going to sell it. That's important to me. Like, he acts like a hoarder. He won't sell anything. But then Shani will be like, well, we're going to have to leave it because we don't have room in the car to take it with us. He's like, oh yeah, we're just going to leave it here. And so they'll like, okay, well, why don't you just sell it then? He's like, no, I'm not going to sell it. So it's bizarre. And on top of that, the vehicle that they're taking, which is a Dodge Durango, it's being repoed because they also have not been paying on that for a while. And so they're legit going to flee the state in a car that could be reported as stolen. And they're going to travel from Colorado to Pennsylvania. And I guess move in with Jason. Jason's uncle has a house, like an old Victorian house, that's kind of in disrepair. And he said they could basically squat there. So fun times, I guess.
Shani is squatting in the house. Sorry.
Golly.
It's a mess. It's so messy.
Jules, what's your take on all of this?
Basically, obviously,
and say whatever you wish. This is an open forum, so.
So basically,
we've already been canceled by Doc's testicle story. So, what's another cancellation tonight?
yeah. So basically, what Toasty said is pretty much what covers it. I mean, we've seen this coming for a long time now, so it's not shocking to me at all. They just put themselves in the situation. Unfortunately, they always seem to find someone to bail them out, and they're moving to a place that probably hasn't been updated in a very long time, and they don't even know if they have furniture. They don't even know if they have beds for their kids.
Or running water.
Yes.
And they have no income. They have no money. So when they get there, they will have no money to pay for utilities, to pay for groceries, like nothing.
Well, what is this like? Other accounts that I keep hearing about, because I've heard Frank mention it, and I believe you guys at some point. What's going on with that? I mean, like, what's the deal with it?
Supposedly, he has money kind of left over, like $1,000 here, a couple $100 here and there, in all these random accounts that I guess his mother had set up. I don't really know details. I just know that he has kind of unclaimed monies from various accounts that his mom had set up back in PA years ago. But he claims that he doesn't have any money. So, I mean, with them, you just really never know because they lie so much. The only little bit of money that they have was coming from G-Man. G-Man was actually helping them pay their bills, which is pretty interesting in itself because there's another guy who had been giving G-Man the money, and then G-Man was turning around giving that money to Shani and Rev to buy weed and keep their cell phone on and stuff like that. And when the person that was giving money to G-Man was like, wait a second, I don't like Shani and Rev. I don't want my money going to them. And then G-Man was like, well, I've already given them the money. And it's just weird, like interconnected, like it's a mess.
Hold
It's
up,
such a mess.
let me see if I can put this together, right? All right, so those that know me know that I smoke weed, right? I mean, I'm 23. Of course I smoke weed. Anyway, not the point. These two people have kids, have basically no survival instincts whatsoever. I'm sure a fucking guinea pig could survive better than they can. And instead of, buying things that are going to last them a long time, they buy weed and PlayStation 5s. Congratulations, y'all. You make Von Helton look more of a responsible fucking parent than you do, and that's a fucking feat in itself.
That wow. Holy shit. You actually went there.
Yeah, I did. And if anybody has watched any of the things that I've said about Von Helton, you know I don't like that man at all. So, I mean, for fuck's sake, man, like, the thing, it's, like, I don't want to make this about me, but, like, it's sad that a 23-year-old even knows that, fucking, to prioritize bills over pot any fucking day of the week. Like, I just don't understand how somebody can have that little fucking survival knowledge. Like, I can't comprehend that. I mean, I can't.
Well, what just really boggles my mind, and you guys were talking about the marathon streams that they've been doing, and how he's not wanting to sell anything. I was tempted to buy his magic cards from him. To be honest with you, I'm like, dude.
Yeah, I think somebody offered him a couple $100 or more today, and he is refusing to sell them. It's really dumb. Like, he's not going to have room in the car for a 65-inch TV. Like, that's reality. And instead of just selling it, or selling it last week when they knew that this was coming, he's still holding on to it. He's like, oh, we'll get it in there somehow. We'll get it in there. I have faith in that we can get it in there. And I'm like, you're not getting it in there.
Right. I mean, how are you going to fit? Well, number one, Shani, the kids, the two cats, a guinea pig, and a 60-inch TV, along with, I mean, of course, she has to make sure that her makeup gets packed up, because I was watching earlier, and that's one of the first things I heard, and I'm just like, oh, Jesus Christ. I don't get. I'm dumbfounded, to be honest with you. I mean, how can you seriously let yourself get into this predicament? I mean,
They're
Well, just like
children.
I said,
well, I completely agree.
Yeah,
But
they're spoiled, entitled, selfish children who have never really worked a job, never that they don't understand how money works. They don't understand how much things cost. Like they were saying today, oh, we just need $200 and we'll get a U-Haul truck, and I'm like, no,
that's not how much a U-Haul
no,
costs.
it costs a lot more than that, especially when you're driving from Colorado to Pennsylvania.
Yeah, who's gonna tell them?
See, okay, I actually work for a moving company, right? It's more of a freelance moving company, but we rent. It's kind of like U-Haul, pretty much, except a little bit bigger, and they're from anywhere from like 1,400 a day to a little bit more. We get a discount because the guy that I work with knows the people that rent them. But a U-Haul alone, like from, you said they're moving from where to Pennsylvania?
From Westminster, Colorado to Scranton, Pennsylvania.
Hang on.
It's a 25-hour drive.
So gas alone, they're gonna spend anywhere from 150 to $300 right there. That's gas.
Well, yeah, they're in a Dodge Durango. Does
And
not get good gas mileage at all.
wasn't it not like 6 months ago? Like, I don't really follow the fucking lore of Shani and Rev because I've lost too many brain cells. I don't know how the fuck y'all two do it. Like, really, I don't. It's impressive, to say the least. But like 6 months ago, weren't they like handing out money from fucking Cash App and shit? Like, hey, follow me, I'll give you money from Cash App or some shit.
Yeah, they were trying to buy friends.
Like, y'all motherfuckers. Jesus.
don't say
Christ.
don't say they need Jesus, because apparently they've got enough of that to go around for, practically
Dude, look.
everybody waving that. Oh God.
As a Buddhist, I'm pretty sure I've got more Jesus than they do. I'm just
Dude,
gonna put that out there.
as a student of philosophy and the occult, I'm horrified by what they do with a book such as that. I mean, my opinion varies from others, yes, but that's a different story for a different time. But oh my God, that and pretty much everything else is it's the cringiest shit that I have ever seen in my life. And it just absolutely, it turns my fucking stomach. It really does. I mean, because they're cherry pick. I mean, they cherry pick.
Yeah, I think they view religion and beliefs in general as a tool to manipulate people, especially with Shani. I mean, I've seen videos where, there was a time where she claimed to be a Satanist and time where she claimed to be an atheist, and then she was a Christian, then she was back to an atheist, and she's back to this and that. And I honestly don't believe she actually believes in any of that. I think she just uses it to, seem superior to other people or to use as a tool, regardless of what era that she's been in and what different things that she said that she has believed. Again, I just think that she just kind of uses it.
I mean, okay, so here's the pressing question that none of us are willing to ask except for me. When does the OnlyFans come back? Because they ain't gonna get a job when they move down there. So
Oh God!
Don't
even, you son of a bitch!
So when does
Don't
Sex
even.
and the Price come back? That's what I want to know.
I don't know.
Well, Rev did an OnlyFans, so
Yeah.
his first picture was his asshole.
My favorite fucking moment ever from a Shani and Rev video is, "This is a chub. This is gonna hurt. I fucking hate it here."
I mean, no, and so, honestly, hang on.
Sorry.
I honestly, I have to say something. Now, Miss Toast, now you know that I love your content and I respect you quite a bit, but you sent me those fucking pictures on the 1 year anniversary show, and I have not forgotten that.
You are
Thank
welcome,
you for
sir.
that. No, seriously, from the bottom of my heart,
She-
Toast, thank you.
Shut the fuck up.
No, here's the thing. Look,
No.
if
Wait a
it's
minute.
right-
Hang on.
All
I'm
right.
gonna do to you what I do to Wanderer. Shut the fuck up, Donnie.
Look, man, what you don't understand, Widows, is it's a rite of YouTube passage. You have to see Shani and Rev naked at least one fucking time. You
No.
have to.
She
Oh
said-
no,
have to.
that's
No,
not what
no.
I sent him.
No.
No,
Oh,
no,
no.
no, I never. No, do not.
All right, I gotta know. What'd you send?
Oh, hang on. We have another special guest with
Okay.
us. Jake,
Okay,
what's
you
going
showed-
on? Doc, hang on.
Hey, what's up, man? Thank
Jake,
you for having me on, man. I really appreciate
Yeah,
it.
man. Oh, absolutely. You're welcome here anytime, dude. We were just discussing the shanty in the room, basically.
Yeah.
I said elephant earlier, and it didn't go over too well, so I thought I would just throw it all out on the table.
I'm a bit confused as to if they're broke. Like, how are they affording to move somewhere new? Are they moving with family or?
No, it's not anywhere new. Basically, Jason's grandmother, who is long since deceased, has like 100-year-old falling apart Victorian in Scranton, Pennsylvania. And so the house had been kind of left to the family. And Jason apparently contacted his uncle a couple days ago and was like, we gotta, we're being evicted. We have nowhere to go. And so the uncle is basically going to let them stay in that house rent free.
And what
But
about his house? It's just gone. Like,
no, he sold it to G-Man.
Oh, I didn't know about the selling part. I thought he just gave
I didn't
it.
either.
He claims that he sold it, and they were
Excuse me.
talking about one day where there was papers they had to sign and get notarized. So either they legally sold it to him, or they gave it to him and they think it's legal because these people are idiots, right?
Yeah, for
So
sure.
more than likely it wasn't a legal sale, but in their minds they think it is.
So my question is, why the fuck aren't they going to live with G-Man? I mean,
Right.
G-Man wants a piece of that Shani ass for some reason.
I have no idea.
But
See, that's what I'm wondering is how long are they going to last with the uncle? Because as soon as they start screaming at each other like they love to do, how long is this guy going to put up with that? I mean, just
That's the thing.
personally speaking, I wouldn't put up with it for more than a day.
The uncle
let
doesn't
alone-
live there, though. It was a vacant house.
It's just an empty house.
Yeah. So apparently, because Jason's family is like super rich, or at least was. And so
Right.
they had all of these properties and everybody had a big house and everything. And so the uncle is just kind of in charge of all of these vacant houses. And I don't know like details other than this house had just been sitting there for decades after the grandmother passed away. And so that's why we're like, is it going to have running water? Is it going to have furniture?
How is it that we're in such a great community with so many good people that work hard for what they have, and these idiots fall ass backwards into money and keep falling upwards?
Dude,
right?
here's the thing, what's funny is like people my age get criticized, like we're always like, oh, you guys don't want to work for what you have, and blah 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 blah. Like, motherfucker, I put more work in than Shani and Rev put together in their whole life. Like, I do, like I said, I work for a moving company, so that's not an easy fucking job, first off. And then, like, you fall face first into however fucking much money that Rev had, right? My first instinct, if, like, I came into $100,000, right? The smart side of me would be like, okay, I need to put, let's say, 90% of that in a fucking safe place. Do not touch it. Make sure it's my fucking nest egg. And then the dumb side of me is like, all right, that last little 10%, do whatever the fuck I want with it. Like,
I know that at one point Rev had at least $1 million. Now, if you put $1 million in the bank, the interest on that over a year is about $80,000. I don't know about you guys, but I live on SSI disability, and I make roughly, like, no joke, about $8,000 a year. No joke. That's what I live off. If you can't live off $80,000 a year comfortably, there's something wrong with you. Like, you're the problem.
I think
what
he
I
was
mean?
also he was dipping into the principal, and they kept cashing things out because they're morons. Before Shanny, apparently he lived a pretty modest life. He did not spend a
What's up,
ton of
Ray?
money on like extra shopping hauls. He didn't do that. He bought his alcohol and get pissed drunk every day, all day. But that's really all he spent his money on was like alcohol and takeout.
Well, yeah, but then
And
he started spending like
he-
90 grand on fucking DoorDash a week.
Right. I mean,
Yeah.
that,
when he
I
got
mean,
with Shanny, that's where all the money started bleeding because there's also people that think that so they moved in together March of 2018, and then they very quickly moved to Colorado. In that first place they were in Colorado when he had wet brain, and she just totally screwed him over there. During that time that he was basically a vegetable, there are people that are sort of wondering if maybe she spent his money without really him understanding what she was doing.
I bet
So,
she did.
or maybe she put some money away that we don't know about. Because I mean, that would be something that she would do.
Well, I mean,
my question, like, how long before Shanny leaves Rev? Like, how long?
I honestly don't know if she would, because
she's got nothing.
She has eaten herself into such a large size.
Right.
I don't think that she's going to find anyone who's going to really put up with her at this point.
But I talk to widows while he's at work all the time. Normal people have to work. Like, he and I will just be bullshitting while he's at work, but still, normal people have to work for what they have.
absolutely.
They're not just handed a life. And it's like they're both, I mean, I don't know how to say it better than they're both just like spoiled and entitled.
Exactly. Well, and see, look, I'm gonna use myself as an example. Like, yeah, I had a kind of a rough start when I first started working, and work sucks, and we don't want to do it. But I'm taking care of myself. I'm paying my bills. I'm taking care of my cats. Which, Jules, side note, I'm glad your cat is okay. I heard it had its surgery.
Yeah.
So, I'm glad everything went well with that.
Thank you.
I was keeping your cat in the back of my mind, so I'm glad everything's all right.
But it's sorry.
But I'm taking care of myself, and I'm doing the best that I can, which is what we have to do. We can always improve and do better, and there's room for improvement in everyone, and I'm just a good example of that as well. But you have to. That's one thing that pisses me off more than anything. Like, okay, before I got banned again, I made the comment that I work a 40+ hour a week job, and I pay my bills and take care of my pets and everything like that. And this is what she said to me, and Jake, I think you said you saw it. She accused me of not having a job and being racist. I don't know where.
I don't know. Yeah, purely projection.
I got that like right away, but I'm just like, really. You've barely spoken a word to me ever, and apparently racist is the first thing that you come up with.
Which I can tell you that's not you whatsoever.
Oh, absolutely not. I mean, shit. I have a no Nazi symbol on my arm. The swastika with the line through it. I've had that since I was like 23, and
yeah,
I literally wear my opinion on my sleeve, basically.
I'll be up at 4 a.m. and widows will send me a message. Hey, what's going on? I'm like, hey, you're at work. I mean, he's lucky to have a job where he can talk to me a little bit at work, but I can tell you, he's always at work, man. Every time I talk to him, he's at work. That guy works a lot. And that's the reason. That's one of the those of us who aren't born into money have to work for a living. I know Jules has a job. Jules works. I mean, we all have to work for a living.
Yeah, I've missed the show 2 weeks in a row because of my job.
Well, honestly, this all goes kind of back to the saying, why do assholes get so lucky and they flaunt it? It's an insult to those of us that have to go and pull a 9 to 5 or an overnight shift or something like that. You know,
Well, okay.
it's it's a total slap in the face.
See, here's the thing. I don't necessarily see it as a slap in the face, and let me break that down on why. Right. So I was talking to my sponsor, and one of the things that we were talking about was I got last Saturday. I had to walk down this steep ass fucking hill carrying like 120 pounds of fucking furniture and shit. And, you know, I was just like, dude, I don't know why the fuck I'm doing this. I hate it. I hate everything about it. You know, fucking money's not worth it anyway. And he's just like, bro, I've known you for like 5 years now. You know, you hate fast food, which, by the way, anybody that works a fast food job, I'm there with you. My heart goes out to you 100%. You know, and one of my things, you know, I looked at him. I'm like, bro, when does this shit get better? And he straight told me, like, the only way you're gonna get better at this shit is if you put the work into it. It's mind over matter. So, like, in my opinion, I'm actually more grateful that I have to work a job than just to come into money. Because the thing is, I feel like when people come into like large sums of money, like if you look at all the people that have won like huge fucking things from the lottery, right? It changes their life for the worse. It really does, because they get accustomed to like living lavishly, and then they weren't like people that win the lottery are people like us, like 100%. They've never really had huge amounts of money, so they don't know what the fuck to do with themselves. Like they don't.
Right,
and
but,
so they
but let me make a side point on that. It's completely up to them whether they want it to be publicized or not. It's completely up to the winner. And honestly, if I won, I'd be like, no, I don't want this. I don't want this.
I don't even think. Like, the thing is, I don't even think that it's because they got publicized. The thing is, when you like, there's a study that I've been reading on, because like a part of me always wanted to be famous. Like everybody in their life wanted to be famous at one fucking point or another, right? And I realized that that's not something that I want. And I was reading this study, and when people from low income places, or you know, struggle to get where they are, come into this like $1 million or even more, that changes their life, and they don't really know how to adapt to that change. And so a lot of the times they just blow all their fucking money within the first year that they have it, and they're right back at square one.
You know, or you have relatives that come out of the woodwork, or you have churches that ask you for donations, or et cetera, et cetera. My point was just like, you know, like you're talking about your job, and I emphasize with you, I used to move furniture too. It's not fun, but nobody who works does it because they love it. People were, I mean, people, have that great job that they love, but that's few and far between. Most of us, you know, like before I got hurt, I had to work. I was working 50-hour week, and then coming home to my girlfriend and taking care of her son while she was at work, because we both had to work just to pay bills, pay rent, and put food on the table. And we didn't have the kind of money to go splurge on DoorDash. And it, like when DoorDash is a luxury, these people just don't understand. Like Shani and Rev just don't understand how normal people live. Sorry for interrupting if I did.
But they will.
Good, man.
Because I mean, I don't want to.
I don't think they will.
That they're moving into this like move-in ready house. Like they're moving into a home that's old, that is in disrepair. They may be sleeping on the floor next to rats. You know, like. They are in for a rude awakening, and they're going to have to get jobs, because his uncle has basically said his uncle doesn't have any money and is not going to be able to financially support them. So yes, they're going to have a house without having to pay rent, but if they don't pay the utilities, they will have no running water and no electricity.
Well, just like you said, though, I mean, I don't know if you guys have ever been involved in construction or anything like that, but I used to do tile work with a friend of mine, and I'll tell you right now, there's nothing about construction that a lazy man can do. And I'm talking plumbing and pipes are hard. Electric work is hard. Putting concrete, any of that stuff is hard work, and it's not for the lazy or the spoiled or the entitled. And that everything about Shani and Rev are entitled, spoiled, and you know, gimme. And I just fear that they're gonna get there And instantly, Shani's
Yeah,
going to pull
nothing's gonna
the,
change.
well, if you really loved me, you would give me money. If you really cared about me, you would give me money. Like, that's not
So-
how real life
That's
works.
manipulation.
The thing is that this is what's going to happen, and I can put money on this, right? And I agree with you 100%, Jake, that fucking construction worker is not a lazy man's job, because
No.
I didn't even necessarily do, like, I worked in construction, but I was basically like the fucking helper, where I just bring tools and shit, and even then, like,
Mhm.
you know, you have to be on your feet constantly fucking moving, or else you're going to fall behind. But here's what's going to happen. They're going to get down there. And we all know that fucking Shani ain't going to be able to get a job because she can't fucking move.
She's bedridden.
And the thing is, Rev is going to have to suck up and get a job, and that's going to last a fucking month. I can put it out there right now. He's going to find a fast food job or something that's minimum wage. He's going to work there for a fucking month, call it a quit, and then they're going to be right back to e-begging. And they're going to wonder why nobody's giving them money. They're fucking living in a shithole. And eventually, I can put it out there. Within 6 months, I guarantee CPS shows up. I guarantee it.
I don't mean to interrupt, but that's not the real superhuman, is it? To just
I don't know. I'm curious to know.
If you guys know who Superhuman is, Frank shows his videos sometime. He's the guy that does flips onto like glass and microwaves and all sorts of wild stuff.
You know,
You
honestly,
guys see
hang
that?
on. Hang on. I've got to say this. I love that guy.
Me too.
Really do. I
Me
do,
too.
man. Because
He says the gigolos and the gigolettes.
You know, Comfort Doll made a good point. I have found that poor people who suddenly have money will usually either splurge on junk or pack it in a bank and continue to pinch pennies. Hubs and I are one of each. And yeah, like I can respect. Like, here's the thing. I'm not saying that necessarily these people become bad people. They just, like, I feel like, dude, I to this day still struggle with not blowing all of my fucking paycheck. Like, it's a thing
Sure.
because I'm not used to having money. You know, I blow my money and then I'm like, I feel like a fucking idiot for doing it. And that's why, like, now that I have a second job, all of that money that I'm making from that second job is going to be put in a bank account. Like, I'm
Well,
not
hey,
going
listen,
to touch
man.
that shit.
I'll give you props for working 2 jobs because, like I said about that's not a lazy man's deal either. Working 2
No.
jobs is tough. I've been there myself as well.
Yeah,
But-
because I lived in Portland for about a year, right? And if you know anything about Portland, that's not a fucking cheap city to live in. Like, it's really not. And I worked 2 jobs there. I worked at FedEx, and then I did the construction thing. And the thing is, like, I learned real quick, like, hey, if I'm gonna work 2 jobs, I've fucking gotta save some money for my off days. And the thing is, like I said before, I don't think fucking Rev or Shani has the survival instincts to last more than a month.
I think Rev does. I just think that Shani is toxic for him and spends everything he has.
Dude, I don't think Rev does. I think because, like, if you look at his behavior, his mom did everything for him.
That's
And
true.
now that she's not here, he's fucked. And
Well-
he's looking towards Shani to be that fucking figure, and Shani is the biggest piece of shit that I've ever met. You know, and there's I don't know.
Well, one thing that I'm curious to know, and this is going to be for Toast and Jules, like, just watching the progression of all of this, because I'm sure y'all have dug a lot deeper than I have. Obviously, you have. I mean, and I honestly believe this. I mean, it was just the money, wasn't it? That's all it was. That's all she wanted.
Yeah, that's what she told her family.
Oh, I was not
She
aware
told
of
her
that.
family when they were dating, which was while she was still married to Chris, by the way. Yeah, she was telling her parents that basically she wanted to find a guy with lots of money so that she would never have to work again. Not that she was really working to begin with, because she's never held a job longer than like a month. And the time between jobs is a long time.
Right.
So when she found out that Rev had money, she started, manipulating him and
Yeah, she's like a leech.
grooming him. Yeah, she was grooming him, love bombing him. She's a narcissist, and that's what they do. And so
And
for she was married to Chris for 7 years, and the last 5 she was pursuing Rev. And that's ultimately why Chris left her, is because Chris and Chris's brother and Chris's mother, it was overhearing her say, I love you to Jason on the phone. And they admitted
Having
to having
phone sex.
Yeah, they were
Right.
they were doing all kinds of things. Yeah.
Real quick,
If you look back,
hang on, Quentin. Rickzilla is backstage. Doc is going to dip out and watch the chat for us for just a little bit. So we're going to let Rickzilla come in and join us. Everybody cool with that?
Yep.
So, Toast, one thing I was going to say real quick before I dip out is that much in typical narcissistic fashion, she is not a successful person. Most yes, you see a lot of narcissists like CEO level, but CEOs and high executives are more likely to be psychopaths. But she is not successful at all, which fits the pattern.
I totally agree. Absolutely.
Yep, me too. Me too. Me too.
If you look at the last 6 months of the videos that they've been making, right, before this whole them running out of money rapidly, she was super kind to Rev. She was always buttering him up. She was never really rude to him. And then they started running out of money, and then boom, she immediately starts treating him like shit. And
she's manipulative.
Yeah, like you can
exactly.
Hold on a second, Rick.
Rickzilla.
Hold on a second, Rick. I'm not sure who is dropping out, but my name's Jake. Doc and Q. It's nice to meet you guys. I don't think I've met you before. Just wanted to say hello.
My apologies. I forgot the pleasantries.
Oh, no worries, man. No worries.
He's ashamed to introduce me.
But like when I was talking about widows at work, I guarantee I don't know. I can't speak for him, but I guarantee you, if he didn't need to work, you probably wouldn't work if you didn't have to, would you?
I'm going to tell you right now. If I've thought about. I look at Rev and the whole thing about, losing his parents and everything like that. And I can sympathize with him because he lost his dad at a young age. I lost mine later in life, but he lost his at a young age. And so in a way, my heart goes out to him. I understand. Because I understand that's hard. But I'm trying to think how to put this. I learned a long time ago that hard work will get you far in this life. It will. And it took me a long time to realize that. But you know what? I've realized that, and I'm doing my best to take care of what I got. And that's what all of us have to do. These two scumbags fall ass backwards into money, rub it in everybody's face, and now they don't have it. And
I remember
the fact that there is still and Toast and Jules, please, what I'm about to say,
elaborate.
Yes, there's still no goddamn self-awareness. What in the unholy fuck? I mean, honestly, there is still no self-awareness in this.
Now, before Toast and Jules say their things, I just want to say something that it's not just that they lack self-awareness. It's also the fact that they reject it. They to be ignorant as a way to alleviate themselves from all burdens of life.
Yeah, it is a willful ignorance.
Here's the thing. I don't know, Jules, I don't know if you or Toast caught this, but there was a stream that a buddy of mine sent me because he watches Shani and Rev a lot. And I don't remember the fucking name of it, but this was maybe a month or two back when they realized shit's hitting the fan in an unholy fucking fashion. And you can tell Rev is starting to realize, oh fuck, I'm in the shit. Mm-hmm. The thing is, he recognizes this, but he's so fucking set on not changing that he won't change. The thing is, you can call him an idiot, you can call him this, you can call him that, and you'd be right 99% of the fucking time. But when somebody gets to a position where they're literally fucking nothing left, and they don't change, then they're fucked.
Exactly. And the thing, like I said, Rev came from money. Well, his mother usually spoiled him as a child, and that's all he ever knew growing up was being coddled. And the fact that now that he's no longer able to sustain his lifestyle with Shani, it's become more apparent that now he's faced with the reality that he has nothing left. He is nothing to her now. He's nothing to anyone.
I think Q made a really good point about that she or was it, or maybe it was Toast, but whoever had said that she started out as a sweetheart to him, is so good to him, and as the money decreased, her attitude changed. And I think that's a really good point.
I wouldn't go that far, Jake. I mean, she was always been a rotten piece of shit. I mean, when
Not
she
to
was
Rev though. She definitely was a lot nicer to him 2 years ago than she is currently.
Right. And if you noticed, the last year especially, there's like been little things here and there where if they have an argument, she'll make a point to make sure that it's on a live stream, and she will say things like, he's a monster to me, or he's watching rape porn, or he's doing this, or he's doing that. She always likes to kind of throw out these insults where she's just sort of throwing him under the bus. And for the longest time, I've always, I've been telling people she is creating a trap door for herself so that eventually, if she wants to jump through, she can do that. And then as the money slowly disappeared, she became more and more indignant to him and treated him with disdain. And now it's like she's disrespectful. She talks over him. She insults him right in front of him on a live stream. She's intentionally trying to poke him into an argument, like the one that they had, a couple weeks ago.
It was 2 weeks ago Saturday.
Yeah, in my opinion, she was trying to get him to strike her.
I think
she wanted to call 911 on him.
Thank you. I think she wanted him to hit her on camera so she could say, "I told you guys, I'm the victim."
Right.
She's like Von Helton. She's like Von Helton. Von Helton is the same way too. He always has this sense of entitlement and feels like he's a victim when things don't go his way. And we've seen that when Indigo had her stream up, which I kind of joined at the end, unfortunately.
Well, here's my question. Because now when they got the notice, I woke up to the big mad. Literally, I woke up to the big mad because I was actually watching. I was watching Jules stream and I fell asleep, and then I woke up and for some reason it had popped onto that, or somebody. I think somebody was watching it live. I don't remember, but
Hatman.
Yeah, that's correct.
Hatman made a video about it, and you shared it to me on Discord, right?
Oh yeah. Toast, Jules, if you guys have not seen Hatman's video about that, please go and watch it. It is brilliant. And I don't say that because he is my mentor. I say that because it's the truth. It's amazing. The punching of the computer was great, though. I will give you that. That was just. I mean, if that was performance art, bravo, bravo. Can I get the playbill for that? Actually, I want to. I want it signed by the cast, and I want to frame it.
Yeah, that was performance art individuals.
Oh
my God!
At least it wasn't food porn individual, because I mean, Jesus Christ Almighty. Okay,
I've never seen anyone that mad.
Oh no! Okay, Jules, the cooking streams. Okay, I know you've been watching them because that's the only way I can watch them. I know you give your opinion while you're doing it, but right here and now, just all of them together. I think a chill just went down my spine. Please tell me how much that pisses you off in reality. I mean, seriously.
Well, she doesn't know how to cook. It's more more annoying because she acts like she tries to claim that she's had 15 years of experience in the kitchen, and she's never worked like even in a fast food job, like maybe like some fast food place and for like a week, but Shandy's never really had a steady job in her life.
Right.
She just claims like she knows all this stuff, and I do it for a living, so I know what goes on in a kitchen and all that. And so when she pretends like she is making bread or whatever the fuck she's doing, and then she watches the streams because she'll make comments about me and Toasty or something that me and Toasty said, and she'll be like, well, why would I take cooking advice from someone who doesn't know how to cook? And I'm like, okay, let me just go tell my executive chef I don't know how to cook.
Right. I was about to say,
That's
I mean,
projection.
and she's clearly never worked on a line before.
No,
I mean,
she wouldn't
never-
last in a line.
Oh
No,
no,
definitely not.
Like I
She's
was,
uneducated.
see, I was a server, and so I watched those guys very closely. I could never do it. I enjoyed waiting tables too much, because honestly, I've always said that that's one job that everyone should have to do once in their life, just so they can see what it's like. Because when I became a server and started working for tips and everything like that, I understood. So yes, I think everyone should do that at least 1 year of their life, so they know what it's like to do that.
You'd sure have a lot of people treating people who work in restaurants with a little more respect.
Indeed.
Yeah.
But always remember that famous line from the movie Waiting. She broke the cardinal rule: you don't fuck with the people that handle your food.
Right.
I'm from the belief that if you can't treat basic service people, restaurants, gas stations, even the 7-Eleven, if you can't treat people with basic respect that are serving you in the public, then to me that's a huge red flag that you probably are going to be a dick in other areas of your life. And so if I meet someone and we're like getting to know each other as a friend or whatever, and we go out to lunch and say she's rude to the server, I'm probably not going to hang out with that person again.
Right.
Because that's just kind of my take on people, because it's very revealing to lack of character.
Well, there's definitely like some bad servers out there, right? Like,
Yeah,
I'm not going to say there's
Yeah.
not, but I completely agree with you. And I just don't think that Shani has ever been in a position where she has to put on a smile for someone like you do as a server. Like, even when you're dealing with the biggest dickhead customer, you're not able to say, wow, you're the biggest dickhead customer. You have to put on a smile, deal with their bullshit, and I don't think she's the type of person who physically could do that. And you can't. Like when Jules was just saying she couldn't work on a line, I don't think she could work anywhere in customer service, because when things don't go your way in life, in a job, in wherever, you don't get the chance to just sit down and throw yourself and cry and say,
Right.
gimme, I'm not doing this anymore, blah, blah. And I honestly don't understand how she got as far as she did before Rev, other than that she must have just lived off of her mom or something.
Her parents coddled her and
Yeah,
made excuses for her. And growing up, when she was, you have to understand, like, her parents like to kind of fib the truth a little bit. They kind of act like she was like this model child, this perfect little child. And then there was something that happened to when she was a teenager, and then that changed her forever. But that's really not the truth. The truth is, from a very young age, she was a spoiled brat. A lot of kids act out. That's kind of normal for kids to do.
So
but if you don't teach them that is not how you're supposed to act, you don't lie, you don't steal, you cannot throw a tantrum when you don't get your way. And if you don't teach kids at a young age, then they grow up to be Shani and Rev. And so growing up, there was never consequences for her actions. I mean, there were times where I actually got to have a conversation with her mother, at least, and be like, okay, well, when she did this thing you just told me about, what was her punishment? And the answer was like, well, we told her not to do it anymore. Like,
Oh, are you kidding me? Are
no,
you kidding
like
me?
there was
let me.
no. They
Yeah, exactly.
they were the type of parents that if she went to school and got in trouble, they would go in there and yell at the teacher.
Okay.
So I was right.
All right, let me say this. When I was a kid and everything like that, if I fucked up, I got my ass beat. And you know what?
Yes, sir.
Yes, I took a belt many a time from my father. And
Me
you know
too.
what? When I was 8, and this, I don't know if anyone else has ever done this, but my dad and I was 18, and me and my dad were sitting having coffee one day, and I looked him dead in the face and I told him, I said, you know what? I want to thank you. And he said, for what? And I said, for whipping my ass when I was a kid. I thanked my father for doing that because I'm a better person for it. Because
Well, I think there's a line, right? Like you can definitely.
Right, there is a line. There is a line.
But you're saying you were disciplined when you were wrong, rather than like, hey, my parents just kicked the shit out of me because they were.
Oh no.
There's definitely a huge difference.
I was disciplined. Disciplined, and you know what? I'm a better man for it. And like I said, I looked my dad dead in the face, and I told him, "Thank you."
Self-discipline is also a necessity too.
Oh, absolutely, I agree.
But she doesn't have that because no one's had it. When she was a kid, nobody taught her that, and then even into her adulthood, her parents continued to make excuses for her. Just as recent as 6 or 7, maybe 10 months ago, when her mother was going on all these live streams talking about her own daughter, which is a whole other Dr. Phil discussion. If not even go there.
Dr. Phil could help him, to be honest.
I'm not even going to go there. But like when her mother would do that, even then she was still making excuses for her then 36-year-old daughter, and I'm just right. At some point, you need to stop doing that.
Absolutely.
So I was right. I was right all along about Shani. Like I said, I've covered another person who almost has the same mentality as Shani. I've been doing readings on them on my channel, and some of the things that this person does, it almost lines up with some of the shit that's happened in Shani's life. I mean, I know I'm not going to say the name because I don't want to get any flack from that, but we all know who it is. He's been on the internet for a while.
Well, that narrows it down.
Yeah. Are you talking about Warren?
No, not him. The other
what the
virgin
fuck do you think I want?
No, the other virgin with rage.
Oh my god.
And yes, just like this person, Shani has had a poor upbringing, as what Burnt Toast said. And this is the thing with some of these people, that when it comes to their upbringing, it's always rooted in the fact that they're usually coddled at a young age. I mean, take Rev, for instance. His mother would buy him every toy he could find, right? When he was a kid?
Well, you know what? Money doesn't buy you class. As
exactly
goes. And to be honest with you, absolutely classless. The fact that you expect people to give you money because you gave other people money, you gave your money willingly. You did it of your own volition, just as everyone else does. But these two ladies that we have on the show with us tonight, in my opinion, for the content that they do and everything like that, and as much as I enjoy it, I applaud them. I do. And please, everyone who is listening or is going to go back and listen, when you see these two ladies on live, go give them a like, watch the stream, donate some money to them. Because I know Burnt Toast wants to buy that luxury toaster that she wants to live in. I believe
in the sky.
I was going to say, is it going to be a toaster townhouse?
It's going to be gold encrusted.
A gold encrusted toaster townhouse.
It's going to be like a castle.
That's a mouthful.
A toaster castle, like a Colosseum, a citadel.
I'm going to have DoorDash delivered to my toaster every night.
Do you have to DoorDash everything?
To feed your toaster ass.
Oh, that was wrong, Rick. That was wrong.
Sorry, my bad. That was a joke. That was a terrible joke, but that's a.
It was a reference to what Shani said one time.
It's, yeah, and I know
she would say,
gotta
"I gotta order DoorDash to feed my fat
that
ass."
ass.
Yeah, that's what she said.
Because she can.
Oh wow, Dragnot, thank you so much. It's an honor, sir. Thank you for popping in. If you can get a message to me, if you would like to come join the discussion, you're more than welcome to, sir. All are welcome here.
Exactly.
Wow. Well, the other thing that I've noticed is, okay, I'm seeing a split personality begin to develop, because on her monetized channel she's all sweet and nice and everything like that, or attempts to be anyway, and then on the stoner channel she is just a raging bitch.
I know.
She's done that the whole time. She's spending a lot of time on Stoner Shani because she said today she's trying to get the watch time hours and the subscribers up so she can be monetized there as well.
Damn. Oh, damn, you drag.
Oh, no problem. No problem. I would like to get in touch with you, sir, and I would love to have you on for an interview, certainly. So if you don't mind, if Toast can can help me get in touch with you, I'll reach out to you, and if you would like to come on, you're more than welcome, sir. Thank you so much for coming.
But yeah, that's something that she's done pretty much the whole time. It's just more visible now, where she will, just kick a hornet's nest on Twitter and then come onto her channel and act like she's just minding her own business, doing a coloring stream. And so then when people show up in her chat and want to, confront her about what she just said on Twitter an hour before, she plays the victim. And she'll do that where she'll go to Instagram and do an Instagram live and say all this racist shit about people. And then she comes back to her channel and acts like, she's a victim. So she's been doing this for a while now.
Well,
I could say
go ahead.
that could be somewhat like a schizotypal personality disorder. It's kind of like schizophrenia.
I don't think that it's anything like that. She's had a recent psych eval. She doesn't have borderline personality disorder. She doesn't have any of that. But what was high on the list was narcissism.
Oh, I get it.
Borderline personality disorder and all these other things that she claims that she has was almost like a footnote at the bottom saying she may have this.
And that's the thing with narcissists is that one of the things that narcissists like to do is live in a fantasy world that supports their delusions of grandeur. And anyone who ever dares threatens that, they lash out at them. Yes. That's why she always likes to block everybody in her chat that point out her bullshit. And the thing with Shani when it comes to that is that every time she lashes out at people, she shows her true colors. She shows what evil monster she really is. And by doing that, she has made herself even more unlikable than she was before. I mean, when I did my Mad Woman Rising videos, I've taken a look at some instances where she always likes to project constantly because that's basically her defense. But there are other things that she likes to do aside from making threats of suing people. She also makes threats of physical violence as well as death threats. And
hey, I don't mean to interrupt, but hey, Widows, I got to bounce. I promised Frank I'd hop on with him. I just wanted to say thank you for having me on.
Oh,
yeah, hour, man. I really appreciate it.
Oh, absolutely.
I hope I can come on with you soon, too, because I always like listening to your stuff.
Jake, you're welcome anytime, brother.
Oh, thank you, man. I really appreciate it. I'm sorry to cut everybody off. I just got to scoot out of here while I still can. But thank you guys for having me on.
Thank you for coming on, Jake.
Good. Have a good one, Jake.
Yeah, it was nice to meet you guys. And you guys all have a great night.
You too.
See ya.
So Toast, quick question: do you seem to know a lot about psychology and mental health? Did you study that in college or?
No, it's just I've dealt with narcissists IRL.
Yeah, same here. Same here.
And
Same here.
I'm not a psychologist. I didn't study that. I'm not a counselor or anything like that. But when you live it and you watch, there's the script that they have, because they're all different. They all say different things, but they all seem to have the same tool belt and they have the same tactics and they do the same things. So once you kind of recognize the pattern, it's pretty easy to point it out.
Oh yeah, I mean I've dealt with my fair share as well. I mean when you work in the corporate world, you come across them all the time. I started doing. I had a bad relationship with someone at one point with a woman, and it was one of those things where I was like, "What the hell is going on?" And because it was like one moment she would go, things would be perfect. You couldn't imagine anything better, and then I could say one little thing and she would just get set off and this rage would come out and be like, what the hell is going on? And then when I started researching what narcissism was, everything just started falling into place.
Yeah.
I mean, the more I watch it, I mean, I don't have words, to be honest with you.
When you don't have people in your life pushing you, can you push yourself?
Well, that's true, and it's also a question of willpower. If you don't have the willpower to actually, to get up off your ass and go get a job, if you truly want to take care of your family, because and I've heard Toast say this, I've heard Frank say this, and Bran, of course. And by the way, quick shout out to our boys over at the Geek Room, Frank, Bran, and yes, even you, Billy.
Even the soy boy, Billy.
If you haven't already, go over to the Geek Room, hit that subscribe button, get the notification bell on for them. Also, Miss Burnt Toast, go to her channel, give her a sub, give her a like, send her some money, because we got to build that toaster for her. We've got to. But
my question is, sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I always said this is, why is Shani such an egotist? I would believe that it is her sheltered childhood, like what Burnt Toast said. Her enabling parents taught her to shift the blame for all her troubles to other people.
I mean, I wouldn't say that she had a sheltered life. I mean, she went to public school. She had friends. She choir class. Like, she did all the things that most kids do. It's just that her parents taught her how to be a victim.
And let's not forget the sense of entitlement. Again, also homegrown. It skewed her perception of the proportionality between her problems and those of other people.
Let's just say the apple didn't fall too far from the tree.
Do I believe that Shani lacks any empathy? Maybe. I mean, she could be considered a sociopath. But that's too much of me. That's too much to ask, because there are some instances that she might have some sociopathic tendencies. But the problem is because of how she perceives herself. It is difficult to understand. It is difficult for her to understand social cues and relate to others. I could say in this that she did grow up in a different world.
As far as like social cues, I just don't think she cares. She picks up. I mean, she is stupid, but she's not as stupid as people think she is. She knows exactly what she's doing. She's not like some mastermind planning things, but she does see she's an opportunist and will see opportunities and will sort of go in that direction. As far as there was something else that you said. It has escaped me now, but yeah, there was something else that you said I wanted to respond to, but
Lack of empathy.
That's what it was. Personally, in my opinion, I don't know whether she just chooses not to have empathy or she just doesn't have it. I don't know, but she doesn't show it. So
I mean,
I don't claim to know if she actually has it or not, but she certainly doesn't like show that she has empathy at all, ever.
I mean, her egocentrism has persisted into her adulthood. I mean,
there you are, Jules. I was wondering what happened to you.
Yeah, my computer fucking restarted out of nowhere.
Oh my god.
It's probably an update or something. I don't know.
Damn computers.
Damn internets.
You kids and your crazy internets and your YouTubes. So from what I've gathered with everything that's been going on, now this place where they're going in Pennsylvania, like to hear her talk about it, it's like, you know, decorated and all this other kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
She clearly hasn't seen it.
No.
I mean, what do you know about this place? Is it being renovated? I mean, like what?
No.
Or is it just like borderline dilapidated?
An over 100-year-old Victorian home that's in disrepair. No one's lived in it for decades, and there may not even be furniture. So they may be walking into an empty, dirty, dilapidated, rotting house, and they'll be sleeping on the floor.
Indeed.
Welcome, Sir Hatman. I enjoyed your stream earlier.
Right. So, and I mean,
she'll talk it up. That's what she's doing. Is she likes to brag? It's kind of her thing. And so she was talking it up like it was some, Barbie house. And she's like, oh, it has a yard, so I'm going to have a garden and my dog. And it's like, she's just talking. She's not going to do any of that. And she does it a lot. She'll just talk about things that she's going to do, but she knows that that's not going to happen.
We're being sniped by Sir Hatman. So everyone over at Hatman's stream, hi.
Hey, guys.
So I guess we're gonna stop talking shit about Hatman now. Dang it. Okay. Okay, everybody quiet. Don't talk about Hatman anymore.
Okay, are we muted? Are we muting? Do we need to mute right now? I will say this. I'll say this again, words cannot describe the terror that I saw with that one cooking stream. That is a sleep paralysis demon waiting to happen. Why would you do that? For the love of God, why would you do that?
Why You're talking about the one where she was like burning cheese?
No, I'm talking about the one where she didn't have pants on.
I mean,
that one?
I could not stream that one. Are you kidding me?
I ignored that part. Even though I was streaming that one too. But I kind of ignored the part where she didn't have pants on. I didn't catch it until I saw it on either Jules' stream or Burnt Toast.
No, it was Jules.
But it's okay because her second fupa covered everything.
Thank God.
It's not a fupa. It's not a fupa at all.
I thought she was wearing diapers.
What? No.
Because I remember Crash sent me a picture on Twitter of her in like what looked like a muumuu or like a onesie. It was after the post Christmas meltdown. When Rev was trying to do his stream, and then Shani would stop talking, and then she had her meltdown, and Rev kept yelling at her, and the one where he's doing the that one.
when he brought the Bowser back into the bathroom with him for some ungodly reason. I feel bad for that Bowser because God knows what it's seen.
I felt bad for that Batman figure.
Oh no. You know who I really feel bad for? That giant M&M. Oh my God. You know why he could never run away? Because he was paralyzed with fear.
Yeah. So was it a onesie? I mean, Toast, did you see that?
I don't remember because all I can remember is Rev sitting on the toilet and for once in his life was telling her the truth.
Yeah.
And telling her to shut up and telling her she was abusive. And, you know, I was like, oh my gosh, if you could only do that every day, your life would be so much better. Because then you believe her.
Exactly. And I've seen this happen again on another stream that I think last month when they were arguing about G-Man and he said something really racist and then Shanny's like told him to stop it and then he threw a hissy fit over that and then it escalated into something. I think that you joined me on that stream when I did.
Did I?
Yeah, it was the one where she had those Mickey Mouse bow on her head.
Oh,
the
God.
Minnie Mouse bow. The Minnie Mouse.
That was terrible.
I know.
It's the fupa. It's a giant fupa with Minnie Mouse bow.
This was after Jules leaked those messages that Shanny sent her. Right?
This was Jules. Maybe you can answer that better than I.
Are you there, Jules? Jules?
Uh-oh, did we lose her again?
Internet starting over again, I think.
Yeah, I'm wondering if she's having internet issues.
Yeah, because Jules shared with us the leaked Twitter direct messages about what she said about Rev and other men as well, including the cop that was killed that she thought arrested her. I mean, that was disgusting what she said about.
Did she celebrate the death of a cop?
Yes. Yes, she did.
No, that ain't cool.
She claimed that it was the cop who arrested her back in May of 2019 when she was being charged with domestic violence, which she later, pled guilty to. But she claims it was the same guy, but I have not been able to find any confirmation that he was even there that night. But she claims he's the guy, and she claims that he, raped her in prison, which is completely false.
Yeah,
she claims everybody rapes her. So,
she's saying that
don't have access to prisons like that. Correction officers have that. Cops just basically transport and deliver. That's all.
Exactly.
Well, you could see on the body cam at the end that it was a female officer that came out and brought her into the jail. So
the Ronda Rousey looking one?
She's a liar. But yeah, the guy had like 7 kids. He was a pillar of his community. Like he had done a lot of like volunteer work with various groups. He helped a lot of people outside of work. From what I could tell, he was just a really nice guy, and he was killed in like a grocery store, a robbery or shooting or something. It was completely random. And so she basically said that was retribution for her, being arrested wrongfully, that's why he died, that it was karma basically.
Or God avenging her. God avenges her.
About it. Yeah.
This wasn't the first time she laughed at someone's death. Remember Trevor?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the
Frank's
geek
friend.
Yeah, she laughed about him too.
And that's
even though he never did anything to her. He never made videos. He did a lot of gaming streams. And he actually left the Geek Room before the Geek Room even started covering her. So I don't even think he knew who she was.
And that's another thing about the whole God will avenge me thing is like I said, Shandy likes to use religion, especially her relationship to God, as some sort of power fantasy. it's basically something that most narcissists like to do, is they like to go and use their beliefs as a way to alleviate themselves from anything. And when they always like to go and make these stupid threats towards people, or some people who are so detached from reality, is they just like to resort to what is known as magical thinking.
When it comes to portions of all of this, I can't really find the words to describe it. But see, here's one thing I have also noticed, and I know everyone else has too. But when the fight broke out, and I don't agree with him threatening her, I don't agree that he spit on her, I don't agree with that, and let's make that very clear. But when they were just like arguing, like Rev was it's like he was sacking up a little bit, and then he backs down.
Well, that's what happens a lot of times, though. Like if you're a guy involved with a narcissistic woman, they will do that to you. I mean, just think about the Johnny Depp Amber Heard
exactly
videotape or audio that was released. When you hear Johnny Depp stumbling over his words and she is just tearing into him, everything in that is what happens in a narcissistic relationship. I know, I was in one. And they beat you down. I mean, you pretty much have to, there's a lot of self-work and improvement that you have to do before you're ready for the next relationship. And the narcissist just moves on to their next victim. They're awful people, and I seriously doubt their humanity.
Machiavellianism is something that Shani might have. It's when
sorry, go on, man.
There's a thing that I've been wanting to cover called the dark triad of personality traits.
Oh yeah.
And I believe Shani might be the one who has all three of the dark triads. I mean, we all know she's a narcissist. We also know that she also exhibits traits of someone who has Machiavellianism, and because we all know that she's calculating and she is manipulative, and she only does this for like self-interest or personal gain, right?
Right.
She was manipulating Rev constantly just to make herself feel better about herself.
Well, sorry, go on, man.
I'm looking, I just had this article on Psychology Today, which covers the dark triad, and I'm reading an excerpt saying that Machiavellianism and psychopathy are closely correlated due to their malicious behavior, whereas narcissists are defensive and more fragile. This is because their grandiosity and arrogance is a facade for deeper feelings of inadequacy.
Yeah, and one of the things that happens with in the dark triad, like really look up Dr. Ramani's video on that. And what's really interesting is Machiavellian is what a lot of the people who exhibit those characteristics or brag about being Machiavellian, which is a ridiculous thing to brag about, they don't even see that Machiavelli was satirizing an actual prince in Italy. That was basically a hit piece, that entire work. So they act like Machiavelli was advocating being that way when the exact opposite was true. I mean, it's basically the equivalent of someone seeing from pro wrestling Brother Love, who is a parody of the televangelist, seeing that and going, "Oh,
no,
this is how they're saying."
You're talking about Brother Devon.
No, it was Brother Love. He was like early days, like when we were kids.
Okay.
And
yeah.
And he was basically acting like a televangelist and just cracking everybody in the locker room up. But it's like taking that character and going, or Steve Martin's character from Leap of Faith, going, "Oh, this is how all preachers should be," and using that as a play-by-play book on how a preacher should be, and it's like, no, it's telling you the exact opposite.
Kind of like how G-Man likes to see himself as like this godly character, because he basically mimics other religious people, religious con artists that also do the same thing. I mean, but the difference between them and G-Man is that at least they have money, where G-Man usually lives in a dingy house that was gifted to him by two idiots, and he got
don't forget the crawl space. The crawl space.
And yeah, the crawl space. And he got suckered out of money by a grifter who basically played him and Vaughn.
Well,
I think it's called karma.
Indeed. Well, guys, I think we're going to go ahead and we're going to wrap this up for tonight. Now, we are still doing our normal show tomorrow at 2 p.m. Central, 3 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. UK time. And Anna from Unterhaven will be joining us tomorrow. So everyone be sure to tune into that. I'll be setting the reminder up on YouTube here in just a little bit. So be watching for that. If you haven't already, go ahead and like the stream. It really helps us out. Share it, and I want to thank our guests for coming on. I mean, it kind of turned into a whirlwind discussion, obviously, but
my bad.
No. You are good, sir. And and Jake, thank you for coming on. Definitely. I guess Quentin had to dip out, but also thank everyone in the chat for coming tonight. Comfort Doll, Dragnot, thank you for stopping by, sir. We really appreciate that. Superhuman Heretic, thank you so much for all coming by. And of course, Admin. Oh yes, absolutely. So, Miss Toast, what do we have to look forward to from you?
Definitely more streaming. I'm getting sort of the hang of it. It's a lot of fun, actually. And it gives me an opportunity to kind of give commentary beyond what will fit or is appropriate for video. But I'm still going to make videos. So I guess just be looking for more streams and the usual more comedy videos on my channel.
Well, I'm certainly looking forward to seeing what comes next, definitely. And Miss Jules, what about you? I'm interested to know about that as well.
It's just gonna be more streams. I mean, nothing crazy. So
are you gonna just start streaming like all the time, or are you gonna still do little videos like you do?
It might be both. Like right now, it's just easier for me to stream on my days off versus having to sit there and edit a video. We'll see. I mean, it's probably gonna be a little bit more streaming now. Yeah.
And we'll still stream together too.
Yes.
Oh, absolutely.
It's fun.
I have enjoyed when Wilson has joined you. I always enjoy listening to him when he's on the Geek Room and everything like that. I'm a big fan. Rick, what about you? What have you got coming up?
Oh, I'm gonna be doing some quickie readings on my channel, just to pass the time, as well as I'm gonna be doing more streams on Streamlabs, because I basically am using up my StreamYard time. So yeah, I'll be doing other things aside from looking at idiots who are basically excuses for human beings.
Well, I couldn't have said it better myself, to be honest with you. Well, all right, guys, we're going to go ahead and we're going to close and lock the doors for tonight. But once again, tomorrow, normal time, 2 p.m. Central, 3 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. UK time. Anna from Unterhaven will be with us. Miss Toast, Jules, thank you, ladies, for coming on and joining us. Please come back. You're welcome anytime.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you. I really appreciate it.
No problem. All right, guys. Well, we will see everybody at the next opening of the Sanctum, and that will be once again tomorrow. But until then, my friends, as always, peace be with you.
Say along.